No one remembered when the realm of Ivorin began. It was said to breathe in dreams, a place where the sky folded upon itself like silk, and the rivers carried fragments of forgotten memories instead of water. Every mountain sang at dawn, and every night the stars descended low enough for their reflections to tremble in the grass. Among the drifting light and endless twilight of this realm lived a being named Sariel. Her kind were the Illurin, shaped from the mist between moonlight and dawn. Their forms shimmered softly, neither solid nor spectral, and wherever they walked the ground hummed faintly, like glass remembering sound. Sariel often wandered beyond the reaches of her kin. The Illurin did not sleep, nor eat, nor age. They only were, endlessly luminous and endlessly quiet. But Sariel was different. She felt the weight of something her kind never spoke of, a longing that did not belong to her kind. One evening, while she drifted through the veil of quiet rain, the mist parted before her, not in fear, but in curiosity. The rain there did not fall. It floated, suspended midair like pearls caught in slow time. And within that silence, she saw it. A being crouched beside a pool of stillness, shaped not of light, but of shadow, yet neither dark nor cruel. Its eyes glowed faintly like embers drowned in deep water. Its body shimmered faintly with threads of memory, as though it had been stitched together from forgotten moments. It noticed her, not with sight, but with awareness. "What are you?" Sariel whispered. The creature turned. Its voice wasn't sound, but feeling, a soft vibration that trembled within her chest. "I don't know," it said. "I woke here, and I am not supposed to be." Sariel stepped closer, light flowing from her as she spoke. "Everything that exists has a place. Even the wind knows where to go." The creature looked at its reflection, which flickered and vanished each time it tried to see itself. "I have no reflection. I think I was never meant to have one." There was a quiet sadness in its tone, something that pulled at Sariel's essence. The Illurin were not made to feel sorrow or sympathy, but Sariel felt both. She asked for its name, and it said it had none. So she called it Ruin, not for destruction, but for beauty found in what the world tried to erase. From that night onward, Sariel and Ruin met beneath the suspended rain. She told him stories of her kind, how the Illurin wove light from silence, how they once danced across the first dawn. In turn, Ruin shared dreams, fragments of things that might have been, like the taste of storms or the sound of laughter he had never heard. He was unlike anything she had ever known, not of light, not of shadow, but of between. And she loved him for it. Days in Ivorin did not pass as they did in mortal worlds. Time drifted like a soft current, and love, too, drifted quietly, unnoticed by gods or fate. Sariel did not know when she began to ache when he was not near, nor when the silence between them grew full instead of empty. Yet beyond the veil, the other Illurin began to notice. They whispered that the mists were thinning, that the rivers of memory were drying. Light flickered in places where it had never failed before. They searched for the cause and found it where Sariel met Ruin. Their leader, a being called Arion, whose eyes held the first dawn, came upon them as they spoke. "What is that?" he demanded, voice clear as ringing crystal. Sariel stepped between them. "He is alive." "He is an echo," Arion replied. "A fracture. The realm made no such being." Ruin stood silent, his form trembling. The air dimmed around him as though his existence drew breath from the world. Arion raised his hand, and light gathered like a blade. "He cannot remain. His being unravels the balance." Sariel moved forward, her voice trembling with something no Illurin had ever felt. Desperation. "Then unmake me as well. For if he is Ruin, then I am its witness." The light faltered. Arion's gaze softened only for a moment. "You would choose something that was never meant to exist?" "Yes," she said, "because it already does." For the first time in Ivorin's endless history, the leader of light turned away, and the rain began to fall. Sariel and Ruin fled to the outer edge of the realm, to the sea of veils where reality thinned into dream. There, the stars hung close enough to touch, and the air shimmered with songs that were never sung. Ruin weakened as they wandered. The closer they came to the edge, the more the world resisted him. His form flickered, fading with each breath. "I am sorry," he murmured. "The realm pushes me out. I was born from its cracks. It will seal them soon." Sariel touched his face. Her hand passed through him like mist, yet he felt it. "Then I will go with you." "You can't. You belong to its light. I belong to what I choose." He smiled faintly. "A fragile curve of existence. If I vanish, you'll fade too. Then we'll fade together." The sea of veils shimmered like glass, the border between being and nothingness. Sariel stepped forward, her glow softening, merging with his flickering form. Around them, the realm began to shift. Stars dimmed, the rivers of memory slowed, and even the mists held their breath. Arian appeared once more, drawn by the tremor in the balance. "Sariel, stop! The realm cannot survive this." But she turned, her voice now part light, part shadow. "Then let it remember that once, even the formless loved." Ruin's voice joined hers, a low whisper that sounded like the first sound ever made. And that love was never meant to exist. Yet it did. As their forms merged, light bled into darkness and darkness into light. The sky folded inward, the rivers ran backward, and for a heartbeat, all of Averin was still. Then came silence. Not death, but peace. When the stillness lifted, the veil of quiet rain was gone. In its place stood a lake, calm and luminous, its surface reflecting 1,000 forgotten stars. The Alluran could no longer find Sariel or Ruin. But sometimes, when the rain hung motionless in the air, they heard whispers beneath the water. Two voices entwined. The realm, though changed, did not crumble. Instead, new colors bled into its mist. Faint shades that had never existed before. Soft gray between light and dark, the color of belonging and loss. The Alluran no longer spoke of Sariel, but over time, they began to dream. Something their kind had never done. And in those dreams, they saw a horizon where light and shadow met and called it the breath of Ivarin. It was said that from that day onward, no being in that realm was ever truly alone again. Because love, even if never meant to exist, once it does, reshapes the world around it, until the world can no longer remember what it was like before.